This week, I want to share from the life of Reshveen Rajendran. I'm using his full name. We call him Resh. Some of us have met him in person in Asia Works, at one of our leaders' gatherings where he shared, or perhaps attended some of his investment training courses. Resh, as we call him, was a Singapore national powerlifting champion in his teenage years. Then, surprisingly, he suffered a stroke, but he rehabilitated his body. And most importantly, he built his mind and he built his knowledge in the area of investment and entrepreneurship. He has invested huge sums of money learning from the best. At one time in his 20s, was earning $1 million a month in his businesses. Resh is a go-giver, and he has freely mentored Hui Suan and myself. So let's learn today from the life of a local kid, some principles taught by giants like Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, and lately someone who's been a real inspiration for me, David Goggins. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so we are talking about Motivational Monday, and today's topic, is on this chap, Reshveen Rajendran. Now, I first met Resh in 2015, December 2015. Okay, this at Asia Works, where I was staffing a basic program, and this is our coach here from Australia, Tom Haupt. Okay, you recognize Hui Suan there. Okay, so he was one of the staff in the program. Shortly after, in 2016, we saw him in these photo shoots. Now, we must have realized he was up to something, because when he was staffing, he was very, very careful about the meals that he ate, and that's what we noticed. Okay, and he subsequently published this book in 2016 called The Six-Pack Investor, a young man's guide to getting rich and ripped. Okay, so I told you he focused a lot on investments. Okay. Now, 6 years later, that was 2016, 1st of November 2022, that's what Resh's body looked like, because he just got married, and just had a kid, and all these fatherly duties, the things that you do with children are not things you do to build a body. Okay. 4th December 2022, he did this post. I'm going to be reading some of these posts to you. Okay, he says, "For months after my son's birth, I allowed myself to let loose. I ate wildly, trained with no purpose, and missed sessions, built a dead bod. Finally, I was sick and tired of being a fat ass, and I just wanted change." Okay. He got a coach for mentorship and guidance, got a training buddy, Melvin, for daily accountability in the gym. Here he says, "I saw very little progress until he sent me this photo on the 30-day mark. Damn, can you believe it's barely 1 kilo of difference?" So he's been working hard for a month, and it's barely 1 kilo of difference. Okay, pretty insane to me. Anyway, this is what he says. Anyway, it's also very interesting, but of zero surprise to me, that November was my highest revenue generating month in all of 2022 for my business. It was also the month with my highest trading profits for the year. It has always happened throughout the years when I start my cut and become disciplined. Discipline and consistency are by far the most important elements to success in every area of your life. Well, for now. Okay, so that was December. 10 days later, he shared this post. Okay, since we are coming into a new year really soon, I want to share some personal tips that I use that might hopefully help you become a more productive, profitable person. These are practical tips I do myself every day. He says, in our lives, there are 5 key areas: spiritual, physical, mental, financial, relational. Every single day, I do something to progress in these 5 areas. Okay, it can be something simple: read a chapter in the Bible, go for a 1 kilometer run, listen to a sermon, schedule a sales appointment, spend quality with your spouse. every day do something to improve in these 5 areas. Okay, so and he talked, for example, I recently hired a personal trainer for focus and attention on my health. I went for a spiritual retreat to water my spirit. I hope this will help improve someone today. 5 areas. Let's get 1% better every single day. The change you'll see in December 2023, 1 year later, will be astounding. So he's talking about astounding changes from doing a little thing every day. So this is a month later, January the 2nd. Just finished a grueling first workout of the year with my PT Irfan. Okay. People always ask me, why you need a PT when you know how to gym and you're so advanced already? For me, success has a formula. If you want to achieve success and get to the next level in any field, hang around people who are better than you. Okay. They apply the things you do know at greater intensity and consistency. Hang around them and you will 100% improve. It works for your money, health, everything. Okay. So, and he makes a declaration, expect to see a lot more six-pack shots really soon. Okay. That's a visualization that we are talking about. Okay. And so this is 2 days later. This is visualization. I got 8 weeks to beat this guy. So this was a picture taken several years back when he was competing. Okay. And that's his visualization of how that fat body was going to be. I got 8 weeks to beat this guy. So visualization is very important. Okay. So a month later in February, says I had the best week of 2023, meeting David Goggins one-to-one and in person. Okay. But the thing he got from David Goggins, so he shares about how he went to Australia to attend his talk. You know, David Goggins reminded him, now, number of times I succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times I fail and keep trying. Okay. So that's what Goggins is about, keep trying. Then a few days later, this is in Malaysia. So he's traveling to Malaysia for some event, okay, a retreat. His student asked him, Resh, did you seriously bring your food over from Singapore here? He says, even when I travel, I prepare and pack all my food accordingly. Another guy said, that's damn boring. Can't even enjoy food here. He said, I spent the whole night at dinner being taunted. Bro, come have one glass of sake. Bro, this fried chicken damn nice. Was I tempted? Definitely. I'm only human. Why am I doing this? Because I have a goal. I need to get in single-digit body fat in 3 weeks. When you know where you want to go, it's easier to say no. Don't let outside noise distract you from your goals. If you have to say no, you say no. Reminds me of when I was in national service. My friends would call me out to drink and party. I wanted to save money, invest, and be rich. I said no. I didn't have many friends because I was boring. Well, today I have the freedom, time, and money to do whatever I want. Say no. And he really has the freedom and time to do whatever he wants, because, you know, he took off to Liverpool just to watch football there. Okay, he says, but he says and in this post he says, to succeed in anything in life, 2 things are compulsory: it's consistency and discipline. It's a muscle that needs to be exercised every day. Okay, mental muscle. That means even when on holiday, my alarm is set at 6 a.m. to go for my run and gym, and my meals are packed and managed accordingly. I think the most important thing is that what I've learned through fitness, I apply directly across to my business and investing. So that's what David Goggins says, isn't it? He's talking about the physical thing, but it's not the physical thing. Okay, it's the mental training, the mental toughness, which then applies to everything. But everything starts from health. No health, nothing else matters. That really resonates with us. Okay, so that's February. Okay, 3 weeks later in March, it's 4 days to go before I step on stage. I just wanted to show how far I've come. Back last year, he was looking like this. Okay, back last year, I was training with no intention, no purpose, eating without a care, binging really on anything that I could get my eyes on. One day, I looked in the mirror and I was like, hey, this is not me. I engaged a coach and it really made all the difference. He gave me a detailed meal and training plan and I followed it to the T. I worked very well if given clear instructions, and I just remained disciplined with the plan. If I didn't have a coach, there would be no way I could have got such results in that time. Between the pictures, these 2 pictures, is a loss of 13 kilos. Remember, in the first month, he only lost 1 kilo. and more than 14% body fat. It's incredible what the body can do once the mind is set. Okay, that's why it's so important to work on your mental toughness. Okay? Every time you throw a tantrum, every time someone says something to you and you give a reply, okay, that is effectively a tantrum. And I've thrown a tantrum this morning, and you know, some people have thrown tantrums this morning. Okay, you're basically not toughening the mind. Anyways, if you're looking to transform your physique, get a six-pack, or maybe just really get out of a rut you're in and be more serious with your health, my coach is running. Okay, so he talks about his coach. Okay. Then just before the competition, okay, final workout and cardio complete before my competition in 2 days. Tomorrow is a rest day, then I set on stage. I may not be the biggest guy or the most lean, but I know I gave it everything. Haven't missed a single day in the gym for over 12 weeks. Okay, that's the discipline. Win or lose, I did my best. Let God do the rest. Okay, so you're not fixated on the result. You're fixated on being doing the work yourself. Okay, now I want to share with you a very motivating thing that he shared. Okay, and it's about the power of mindset. So some Monday motivation for you right here. Remember I mentioned there were some super inspiring guys who I got to know in the competition. This guy is probably the most inspirational. Okay, so they weren't competing together. He was in another category. This was him at 118 kilos in November 2020. Okay, he was jobless from COVID, mentally depressed, had major injuries. After 2 years of work, he decided, over 2 years of work on himself, he decided to take part in his first competition 2 days ago. Look at that change, mind-blowing. So that's what's powerful, okay? Once your mind is set and with the right coach, anything is possible. Now, on Saturday at monthly alignment meeting, I talked about who do you need in your team, okay? You want to have David Goggins in your team, or or Morgan Hoisel, who's a finance guy. Okay, and I shared some excerpts from David Goggins. He was talking about who do you need in your foxhole. Let me just quote one little excerpt. I need people to say, when I don't want to get up at 3 a.m, I need this guy in my life that sees me go to bed at 12 and wakes up at 3 saying, you need to get this shit done. I need pushing, I need pulling. I need them, man, on those bad days. I don't need somebody in my ear saying, man, take it easy. Okay. That's the kind of accountability partner you need. And Morgan Hoisel talked about financial advice, and he said only the paranoid survive. And he talked about how success brings a degree of laziness. The companies and the people who are able to fight that are the unique ones. Those are the standouts. But the path of least resistance is that when you're successful, is to say, okay, I can slow down now. I don't need to run as hard as I used to. I don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. in a cold sweat, racking my brain because I've earned success. Okay, so how do you maintain these high standards? Okay, you need to build a team. You need to have accountability. And so Rev talks a lot about accountability. Okay, I really believe that one of the key secrets to success is in having a training accountability buddy in everything that you do. I would consider myself to be pretty self-motivated, but there is no way I would be able to push that extra rep, grind through a super tough leg workout without my training buddies. Without them, there would be no way I could get to a single-digit body fat. They are there to remind me of my goal, to push me when I cannot push anymore. And for that, I'm super grateful. My point being, in everything that you undertake, find like-minded people, have accountability partner who will not take your bullshit excuses. Okay. So if you don't have that partner, you're not checking in with that partner every day, you're just bullshit. Okay. In March, a month later, he writes this: iron sharpens iron. I don't surround myself with friends who get wasted with me, but with brothers who push me when I cannot push anymore, who call me out when I'm being a little bitch, who push and make sure I am the best version of myself. Who do you surround yourself with? Friends who party all night with you tonight, eat a burger when you feel like eating a burger, okay? Or the ones who make sure you're on track to achieve your biggest dreams. I cannot be more thankful for Andy, who's been an inspiration and has shared so much knowledge with me over the past few months that we've known each other. Okay, so accountability. And this is after his competition, okay? Post-competition thoughts. Don't call me a bodybuilder, I'm just a wannabe. These boys can eat me for breakfast. He's with the overall men's physique champion, the current Mr. Singapore and former Mr. Singapore. He says, if I've seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. So you need to, make sure you're in an environment that's positive. Okay. Those of you who come to leaders gatherings, your friends, they will never see an environment like this where people are just naturally positive, okay, and also have fun. Okay. And finally, he shares his results. What results? So what result did he get? I came in second place, guys. I did everything I could, but first place guy was just better than me today. I saw him tear on stage and I knew what it meant for him, the effort, the sacrifice. Hey man, end of the day, it's the person you become in the process that counts. I did it. That's what matters, okay? End of the day, it's the person you become in the process that counts. So all this that we do, it is to become a better person so that we can lead ourselves and lead others to live better lives. Okay, so I thank you very much for being with me this day. Thank you, Resh, very much for sharing his life so freely. And there are secrets there that are not secrets, because we've heard this from the giants like Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, many of our own New Skin leaders, and he knows these things very well.